Hey everybody, welcome back to day 2 of the Kitchen Witch Challenge. If you were here yesterday, welcome back. And if you are new, this is the first time stopping in, that's fine. You can catch up with day 1 later. So, how did it go yesterday? Let me know in the comments. I'm Kirsten Weiss. I have written 60-some books, mysteries, mysteries entirely. And a bunch of them have been witch mysteries, including my Doyle Witch mystery series. So I created this Kitchen Witch course initially to sort of celebrate that series, and I created it as an email challenge. You can find that challenge, which has different information than what I'm going to be talking about today, on my website, kirstenweiss.com. If you go to the drop-down menu where it says more and click that, you'll see the Kitchen Witch Challenge, and you'll also see another challenge for my paranormal mystery series and a course that you can buy on witchcraft in general that I did with my mentor, Elizabeth Barton. So since it's cold season is coming up, I thought I would make a elderberry health tonic. It's currently cooling on the stove right now. I will give you the recipe for it in the comments at the end of this live. But what I really want to talk about today, as yesterday, is not so much the spells and the recipes, but just how to be magical. So we're going to be doing that with this elderberry tonic, and we're going to be doing some other magical exercises in the kitchen as well. But first, I thought we could do a protective visualization. Now, my mentor who I mentioned, Elizabeth Barton, she likes to do this every morning and every evening, and I like to do this every morning and every evening as well. Protection from what, you may ask? Well, it was funny when I was first learning from Elizabeth, she was talking about, evil things that are out there that are attracted to the good. And I told her I thought that demons were really more of a metaphor. But as I get older, I am kind of leaning more towards her point of view. But whether you think of this as protection against literal bad things that might be out there, protection against your own bad thoughts, protection against whatever might be out there that you need protection from, this is a great protection ritual. And we're actually going to be using it on day 4 as we're creating our sacred space. So this is a good one to remember, and it's not that difficult. Now, the one that Elizabeth gave to me was a little more streamlined, and I kind of added things to it because I really enjoy visualization and I work well with visualization. And honestly, I can't remember what parts of this are mine and what parts of this are Elizabeth's. So Elizabeth, if you're watching this, I apologize for mucking up your protection ritual, but I don't think I made it worse. I think I just made it better for me. Anyways, so I'd like you to get comfortable and close your eyes and breathe in and out. And as you breathe in and out, I would like you to visualize a light glowing inside your heart. And every time you breathe in, that light gets bigger and brighter. And every time you breathe out, it expands a little more into a globe of light. And keep doing this, pushing the globe of light out until it surrounds your entire body, foot to head. And keep visualizing the light glowing in your heart and pushing the energy out. And as it's pushing the energy out to the edges of your aura, it's pushing out any negativity, any negative attachments that don't belong anymore. And it's pushing them out into a violet flame that lights up around the edges of your aura. And the violet flame will take those attachments and negativities exactly where they belong to be cared for there. Just keep bringing it in and out, and as it touches the edge of the violet flame, the flame flares up, and negativity goes out and away. And then imagine a cross starting at the top of this globe and going down the sides to meet beneath your feet. You are protected. Visualize a white light coming down from the heavens through the top of your head and going into your heart. You are connected to spirit. Now visualize a white light going from your heart down your spine and into the earth, going deep, deep into the earth, where it wraps like a cord around a giant quartz crystal. And that quartz crystal can be clear quartz or it can be healing pink quartz. Whatever first comes to mind for you, whatever feels right for you. Energy flows up that line from the earth back into you. You are connected to the earth and you are grounded. Okay, now intend for that protective light to follow you, to surround you, and to protect you throughout the day. You're protected. Open your eyes. Okay, now shake out your hands, or rub your hands together to get your energy back up, because we are going to be doing some kitchen witchery. Yesterday, I gave you a simple recipe for magic, which was when you visualize your intention in as much detail as possible, and then you charge it with emotion, you can make magic. You can start manifesting that intention. We're going to practice that. Oh, we also practiced getting our emotional charge up easily with the meditation and pinching our fingers together, whether it's your middle finger or your forefinger, whatever fingers you want. So let's practice that with a cup of herbal tea. Now, kitchen witches are, of course, very big on herbalism. One of my favorite books, in fact, this book, Cunningham's Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs. This is an older edition, so the cover looks different if you go on Amazon. I have seen this book in the house of every serious witch that I've met. Now, I'm not saying that you have to have this book in order to be a serious witch. I'm just saying the women I know who know what they're doing have this book. So this is a great book which talks about the magical correspondences of herbs to particular concepts or ideas. When I talk about correspondences, it's this idea that everything is connected to everything else. Everything symbolizes everything else. So this big jar of honey, it symbolizes something. It is magically connected to something. So let's see what it is, actually. See if honey's in here. It might not be, because this is an herbal book, and so honey probably isn't in here, but you never know. Let's see. Hawthorne, heliotrope, henbane, henna, hyacinth wort, holly, honesty, honeysuckle, but no honey. Anyways, it's connected to something. So when you are crafting a herbal tea or whatever it may be, if you think about what herbs connect magically to what you want to happen, you will give that spell of yours an extra energetic boost. Do you need it? Again, I think if you're really dialed in to source, if you're really connected to the energies around you, you don't. But an extra boost can't hurt, can it? Anyways, I was going to heat up this water, and I didn't. So, in order to save time, instead of using my lovely pot, we'll use an electric kettle. Using an electric kettle does not ruin the magic. It's just, let's face it, it's not as aesthetically pleasing as using a beautiful blue copper kettle to steep your tea or to heat your tea. So hold on. So for those of us who enjoy making tea, and I guess for those of us who enjoy making coffee as well, there is a period of time when you are just waiting for the tea to steep or for the coffee to perk. Why not use that time for meditation, for thinking about your intentions? You can think about anything. You can think about gratitude. You can just take a gratitude 2-minute steep. I've got this cute little timer, which has different minutes for steepers from Magic Hour Tea, just because this is aesthetically pleasing, unlike my electric tea kettle. But yeah, my electric tea kettle is so quick. So why not take those 2 minutes or 3 minutes or even 5 minutes for yourself? It's okay to take time for yourself. We don't always have to be multitasking. Women are particularly good at multitasking, I understand, but it gets stressful. Sometimes you have to do it in the kitchen, especially when you have a lot of things going at once, Thanksgiving dinner, that sort of stuff. But for every day, if you're going to make yourself a cup of tea for lunch in the evening, take the time. Okay, I think this is about ready. So I have my Paranormal Museum mug for tea ready. Tea in it. I'm going to say that's good enough, even though technically it's not boiling. But we're hurrying things along. All right, so I would like you to think for these 2 minutes while I am enjoying steeping my cup of tea, yay, Paranormal Museum, to think about the intention you developed yesterday for your time in the kitchen. So close your eyes, relax, and visualize yourself in the kitchen cooking with whatever intention you came up with yesterday, whether it's cooking mindfully or cooking and infusing everything you make with love or with good health. Just relax. Okay, remember your intention now? Now, I would like you to pinch your fingers together and think about that wonderful memory you came up with yesterday that makes you feel joyful and confident, that time in your life when you were just flying high. Think about that for 20 seconds, starting now. Fingers together. Okay, now you can release your fingers. Excuse me. Think about that intention for how you are in the kitchen, starting now. Okay, so grand total, we just took 2 minutes for ourselves. Wasn't that long. You can open your eyes, by the way. All right. Next, you can practice this at home when you make your tea. Hold your cup of tea if it's not too hot and think about your intention again. Think about that intention flowing through your hands. Stream of energy and whatever colored energy you like, flowing through your hands into this cup of tea. The energy is moving from your heart into your shoulders, down your arms, and into the tea. And then when you take your spoon, which for a kitchen witch, a spoon is her wand, stir that intention into your tea. So I am stirring energy and good health into my tea right now. So what, again, it's not so much the tea, it's not so much what herbs are in the tea, it's you and the tea. It's your relationship to the tea. It's your mindfulness while you're making the tea. And personally, I feel much more centered and relaxed just doing these exercises along with you, even though I'm not going to drink the tea because it's still too hot. Okay, next, my elderberry brew. It's very simple. I think, I'm not gonna follow that. Unfortunately, with these Facebook Lives, everything's reversed, so you won't be able to read that recipe unless you can read backwards. So I will put it in the comments. It's very simple. It's just dried elderberries, water, grated ginger, ground cinnamon, and ground cloves. And then you boil it for 20 minutes, let it cool. And then once you've let it cool, you add in honey, which I'm going to do right now. So you still see me? Adjust this. So I'm going to add in the honey. Best to use, in my opinion, local honey for these sorts of things. Supposedly from a homeopathic point of view, local bees are pollinating local flowers, which have all those lovely local allergens. So from a homeopathic point of view, when you eat local honey, it sort of immunizes you in a way against the local allergens. Now, this is for winter. This is not allergy season. But strangely enough, in Colorado, I get allergies all year long. So, whatever. Anyways, I like the local honey. Also, I just like to support the local beekeepers because why not? So I'm stirring it in with my giant wooden wand. I'll get closer so you can see it. It kind of looks, it's a big purple mess right now of berries. And as I stirring in my intention for good health, again, I'm visualizing the energy moving from my heart, down my arm, into the wand, and going into this elderberry syrup. What can you do with elderberry syrup? Well, you can just take a tablespoon a day. You can pour it over pancakes. I actually like putting some in champagne. That's a little elderberry cocktail. You can do all sorts of things with it. Your imagination is the limit. Okay, so right now, this elderberry syrup is just a lot of elderberries, which you can see are pretty chunky. So the next thing you do is you have to strain it. So I'm going to pour this, trying not to get it all over myself, into my bowl. Well, let's get elderberries. And then I'm going to mash the elderberries to try and get as much of the syrup out as possible. And sorry, I know my back is to you. I don't know. I'm just mashing them with my wooden spoon. What does this have to do with magic? Well, magic came with the stirring, but there's going to be more magic later. So I don't know if you've heard of, gosh, I have to look at his name because I always mispronounce it. I'm probably going to still mispronounce it. Dr. Masaru, I think it's Masaru Emoto. All right. Sure, it's Masaru Emoto. I think it's Masaru. Anyways, there was this Japanese scientist. I believe his name is Masaru Emoto. I'm sorry. I'll put his name in the comments as well because, of course, I'm blanking on it now. Anyways, he studied water and he wanted to know if people's intentions could actually affect the shape of water molecules. I think he thought water molecules would be the easiest to affect. And so he tried this experiment all sorts of ways. He wrote words like love and joy and hope and hate and anger and rage on different bottles of water. He asked people to hold the bottles of water and think about love and hope. So I love you, water. I love you, water. I hate you, water. I hate you, water. Actually, I don't know if that's exactly how he did it, but you get the picture. He had people pray over water. And he discovered that the shape of the water molecules actually, I'm still smashing these berries, the shape of the water molecules actually did change. The water molecules where there was an intention for positive emotions like love and hope, became more symmetrical and smoothed out and just more aesthetically pleasing. And the water molecules, where people intended hate and anger or had those words written on them, became more like jagged and uneven and just kind of unpleasant and nasty. So intentions can affect liquid apparently on a literal basis. Now, of course, there were scientists who said this is all crazy, but I don't think they ever actually disproved it. Not that I know of, at least. I think they just said this is crazy and we don't believe it. But I believe it. I believe it because I've seen intentions come true. I've seen intentions act on people. And let's face it, we are all, I think we're over 90% water. So what we intend for ourselves and what we intend for others, it has an impact. Kitchen witch error. Okay. So I just spilled purple stuff all over the floor. 1 second. Clean this up. Oh. Okay, I'm going to try not to walk in that. But it's probably going to happen. Okay, so next. Next, we decant. Decant what I didn't spill into this bottle. Oh, that's not pouring very well. I've already made a huge mess, so what's a little more? Let's see. Okay. So we decant without pouring it all over the counter. Much better. Into my bottle. And yes, there's a reason why I'm making you watch me decant stuff into a bottle. Not that exciting. I'll be done in a minute. Is we will do with our spells what Dr. Masaru Emoto, whose name may or not be correct, did with his water. We are going to send our intentions into this bottle. Good thing you can't see the mess I just made in this kitchen because it's awful. Oh boy. Can't get this closed. All right, I will futz around with the lid later. But we've decanted it. And now I'm just going to hold it. And again, imagine the energy from my heart flowing down my arms, through my hands, into this bottle. And I'm just going to think love. I love you, bottle. Yes, it does seem a little ridiculous, but it seems to work. Okay, now you can do that for a couple minutes if you like. I'm going to take the tape and I'm going to write that on the bottle. Not on the bottle, on the tape. And I'm going to put that on the bottom of the bottle. I'm also going to write elderberry on it so I remember what this is. So, elderberry love. And I will keep that in the refrigerator. Okay, So your homework for today is, well, you got two things for homework today. First of all, find some herbal tea and look up online or in your herbal guidebook what the magical correspondences for the herbs are and also what the health correspondences for these herbs are. Next, I would like you to prepare some tea for yourself in a mindful fashion, the way we did. Again, this week, I would like you just to focus on your kitchen intentions to try to really ground that in. But when you practice this with tea, again, you can think about anything. You can just think about relaxing. You can think about gratitude. Gratitude is a particularly great thing to think about. It really raises your vibration. And especially as we're going into the holiday season and we can get a little stressed out. I know I certainly do. And it's easy to forget what the holiday season should mean for us. So I hope to see you again tomorrow. Thanks a lot for stopping by. And if you haven't checked them out yet, Bound, the first book in my Doyle Witch series, is actually free as an ebook. It's usually free as an ebook, so odds are whenever you look at this class, you will see it free. But I can't promise because I don't know if I'm going to keep it free forever. Anyways, check it out on Amazon, Bound by Kirsten Weiss. And thanks for stopping by.